Hello there guys, in last episode of Historical Accuracies in World of Warships, I mentioned some Easter eggs and some of you wanted more, so here we go with some more Easter eggs that I found in this game. World of Warships is known for, well, naval warfare, but once you stop for a little bit, zoom in on a couple stuffs, you actually start noticing some Easter eggs on certain ships. And today I'm gonna give you a list of what I have found on the internet and in game in terms of these nuts. First, on Perth, inside of the command bridge, you're gonna have a little bit of a koala. It is because this ship is from Australian Navy, so a little bit of a hint towards where it's from. On the bridge of Lagazunia, I think I'm butchering this name, there is a hidden Statue of Liberty, which is not only a reference to the original Statue of Liberty that was actually a gift from the French, but it is also a small hint to a real statue that is referred to as Lagazunia because it faces the pond Lagazunia. And it is a replica of Statue of Liberty in New York, so... On German battleship König, there is a little blue pig, and that is a reference to a war story about a pig that survived a sinking of one of the German cruisers during the First World War and was picked up by HMS Glasgow. On first front turret of Admiral Hipper, there used to be a small note to HMS Glowworm, basically commemorating the fact that that brave little destroyer actually managed to severely damage Admiral Hipper by ramming it. However, it's no longer with us in the game. On the battle bridge of HMS Conqueror, there used to be a Queen portrait. However, I think it was removed right after Queen passed away. Speaking of UK battleships, HMS Orion has a bow on top of it in a special room. This is a reference to not only the sky constellation, but in generally the mythology, as Orion is, well, an archer. On a bridge of Charles Martel, you can find this kind of painting-like thing, and well, I think it looks more of a map. Also, it has a little bit of a spicy drink in there, in case you know what I mean. Battleship HMS Queen Elizabeth has this little podium. I have absolutely no real idea what it is supposed to be there. It's not really that detailed, but maybe you guys know and you can tell me in the comments. Also guys, remember you can always leave a like, subscribe and comment. It costs you basically nothing, but it helps me out a ton. Thank you. On Soviet cruiser Kirov, in the midsection part, you can find music instruments. Yeah, I think this is a reference to something like balalaika, but I'm not entirely certain. I just find it a little bit, well, cool. I think the easiest one to spot from all of those Easter eggs would be the banknote in the battle bridge of Khabarovsk. Khabarovsk itself is not that easy to obtain, but I'm fairly certain you can spot this note even in port. The turret, well, X, I think that's the turret X of HMS Hood, which is the closer to the middle back one. which is also numbered as a turret number 3. It's actually marked with, well, hood inscription. It is not the turret that exploded on the real life ship, because the one that exploded, I think, is the turret Y, which is the one near it. But it's still nice that Wargaming can remember that it's at least one of the back turrets. For those that I cannot really confirm myself, because I don't have all the premium ships, on German battle cruiser, on German cruiser Prince Eugen, you're gonna have careful when wet sign over here on the superstructure. Prince Eugen also has this little book that is referring to, well, plagues and possible infections. This book on Prince Eugen might also reference the fate that Prince Eugen suffered after the war, as it was a nuclear target practice for the US military. Was sunk due to leak, but it was still pretty much irradiated. There are also some Easter eggs that Wargaming likes to hide within the texture files, but I would love to actually search them in game as well, but well, I don't have those ships, as those are premium ships. Like King Albert has a portrait of King Albert. This is the texture file I found over the internet. Similar thing goes for British destroyer Vickers, which has well, this. It's probably a reference to, well, a very famous cat food brand. There's also another secret on Graf Spee, and it is inscription "Stop Wireless or I Open Fire," along with 2 dummy gun barrels, which is a reference to what real-life Graf Spee did during the Second World War, which is to build a fake gun to pretend to be Bismarck in order to trick the British Navy, alongside with building the whole extra fake turret. But ships are not the only thing that have Easter eggs. Some maps in World of Warships do as well. To give you a little bit of taste, here are some prime examples. On Two Brothers, if you get a cyclone, the moment the cyclone hits, this little tree gets hit by lightning. On map Fault Line, there's a lion head in this area of the map with this rock. On map Greece, near the A cap, on the rock you're gonna have a helmet from ancient Greece. It's actually mirrored on 2 sides, and the south side is, in my opinion, looking a little bit better. On the map North, there's gonna be 2 Easter eggs. First being the portrayal of Wargaming's best kind of player, which is a whale. But there is also a smaller Easter egg. On the 9-8 line, there's gonna be an island that has no battleships allowed past here sign, and it's actually mirrored on the other side of the map as well. And it's more of a reference to what this map used to be, as it had much more islands on that part. But, well, still players and battleships try to swim over there. Those were just a couple examples of Easter eggs I found on the maps. I technically give you more in the future if you want some. I have personally heard about more stories about ship Easter eggs, but I couldn't really find them myself really much, because I either don't have the special premium ship, I cannot check it, or that is probably already been removed from the game. However, if you find anything extra, I would really like to hear that in the comment section. Also, for those that have those premium ships that I've mentioned here, idea if those are real or not, if you can confirm it in the comment section, I would be very glad. It's been Senpai Silent, and see each other in another video.